Thank you for logging on today. Now, we looked at this popular saying, one wheelchair's 1,000, two 10,000. And we also looked at the fact that the double effect of partnership results in tenfold or 10 times the result. So if, for example, you have been running a business and your business is bringing in $1,000, if you have the right partnership, that can suddenly increase to 10,000, not $2,000. But it has to be the right partnership. Now let's look at that scripture and the people and the context. The people that scripture was talking to and the context. Now you notice he was talking to a nation, the people of Israel. Now this nation, interestingly, were aligned in their beliefs and practices. Their culture was the same. Their moral values were the same. And so they were one in mind, thinking, and all of that. They were about possessing the land of Canaan, for example. And so they didn't have a division to say, well, we want to take the land of Canaan. The other would say, no, we want to take China instead. The other would say, no, it's Africa we're going to go to. No, they had a prophecy that they were all walking to. The prophecy was, God said, I will give you this land of Canaan, this land that flows with milk and honey. So they were all aligned to that purpose. And then this scripture then applies to them and says, one, chase 1,000, two, 10,000. When you are about this vision and this prophecy that God has given, one, will chase 1,000, two, 10,000. So when you're looking for partners, it's important to get partners who have the right values, culture. Imagine if you want to do a business and you find in a partner who does not like business, would prefer to work for somebody else. But you want to do a business. You might struggle with that type of partnership because every time you need to go secure a new deal, this person would prefer to be in the office working and getting a salary. And then in business, sometimes some months might not be as good as the others. You might have a very good month and then the other month is slow because you're trying to put in for tenders and trying to win contracts, so there's not much coming in that month. And that person might struggle because that month that isn't very busy, they're looking for a salary and they haven't got a salary. So you need to make sure that the person is aligned with you in character, in values, in their beliefs. Of course, what they bring to the table does not have to be exactly what you bring to the table. So going back to our example, one wheelchair's 1,000, two 10,000. Of the two, maybe one uses an arrow, the other uses a sword. They will still chase 10,000. So the capabilities that each person brings in might be different. And different is actually good in this scenario because it just adds to what value or what capabilities are in the business or in the endeavor you're doing. But in terms of vision, you must be aligned. You don't want to start a business with someone who only wants to just run the business in their community. But your vision is to run the business in the world. Now, a lot of times what we do is we use money as the criteria for partnership. And we find someone who, okay, this business is worth, to start it, the capital to put in is $100,000. So I have 50, I'm looking for someone who has $50,000. And then anyone can talk the talk and say, oh yeah, it's a great idea, let's do it. And we fail to investigate some of the other nuances. Now this is one element of it. So find the right person, and this might take time. Don't rush into it. It might take time. You might search and never find the right person. And then you just wait until you get the right person. And then the other thing to think about is the terms of the agreement. There's no, we are family, so we know each other, so let's be doing it. No. And it's not rude or untrusting to want to say, actually, let's have clear agreements in place. I believe in this partnership because I brought this amount into it, not just money, but in terms of value as well, time. I believe I'm worth 60% of this agreement. And then argue about it. It's better to have that argument and resolve it than when the big bucks start coming in, the 10,000 that you've chased, and then you argue at that point, because that would break your relationship and you find yourself in court and things can get really messy at that point. So, iron out the agreement. Make it clear. Don't just talk about it, write it out. Let it be clear who owns what. That's the first thing. Let it be also clear who does what. And let it be also clear for penalties for not doing what you're meant to do. Everyone should be accountable. Because we're friends or we're brothers or family members does not mean, well, you can just slack off while I'm doing all the work. No, there should be accountability. And if you don't fulfill your part of that agreement that you're accountable for, then there should be repercussions. Now, it's important that these things are in place and you think about this in detail at the upfront. This will help you save any headache because this is an actual contract and you'd never know how big this thing can grow. Now, when both parties are open-minded and they do this, things can get easily done. Now, imagine you're trying to start a partnership with someone. They tick all the boxes, but they just want to work with a family. We don't need to start doing contracts and this. That's not the right person because the person doesn't have the right, cannot see the way you're saying, you see. So that's not the right person. If you need to, bring a professional in to help you draft the agreement. You know, the beauty of professionals is they usually would already have a template of issues historically that business or partnerships face. And so they'll just ask you those questions. What do you want to do when this happens? What do you want to do when this happens? What would you like to do when that happens? So they've already got it. They map you out and then you put all your thoughts and intentions into that. Create clear agreements. That's how you grow in a partnership. I pray God bless His word in your heart as you've listened to this and strengthen us, in this journey of wealth creation and growth. God bless you.